My name's Jay Pace and I'm the principal at Providence Property Group. One of the big questions that we usually get asked is, what specific piece of data should I look at when I'm going to purchase a property? What is the main thing that I should focus on before I decide to lock myself into a mortgage? And the simple answer is that there is no one thing. There is a vast array of different catalysts that are going to affect your property and the pricing of it. So we look at it from a three-tiered perspective. We look at it from a macro perspective, a micro perspective, and then a property perspective. And each one of those three tiers has multiple checkpoints which you can utilize. A great example of when people only take one piece of data and it can severely skew what they're looking at is, let's say, employment, for example. And some people might look at an ABS census and see that a particular suburb might have a high percentage of single income families. And from that, they might feel like, well, it's better if we have double income families. But if you just take that one piece of information without looking at the median household income of that particular suburb, and a good example could be an affluent suburb in Sydney, New South Wales, like Vaucluse, for example, where you may have a large probability or percentage of single income families, but the people who are actually working have a higher median household income than that of many of the double income suburbs that we do have around Sydney. So when you look at just one of those stats and you just focus on that without having it confirmed or using other stats to help you get a better understanding of the whole picture, it can severely skew your understanding of that property and that area to buy, and that can be a very, very dangerous thing. Another classic example is infrastructure. People look at specific infrastructure projects to see how they're going to affect property prices. A new shopping centre, a train line, a school, a stadium, an arena, something like that. The fact is that you need to look at the widespread infrastructure projects that are going in on a particular capital city. Sydney's last boom was very much fueled by things like the build of the International Convention Centre, the new IMAX that's going up, the tram lines, the WestConnex, heaps of these infrastructure projects which create jobs. And jobs is what sustains population growth. Brisbane at the moment has the largest infrastructure spending program in recorded Australian history. Hence why immigration numbers or interstate migration numbers are very, very large at the moment, because people are going to feel much more comfortable moving to an area where they personally believe that there's a high probability that they and their family are all going to be able to get employment. So if you want to de-risk your investment, you need to make sure that you're not just looking at one piece of the jigsaw puzzle. And when we're looking at things like the macro, the micro, and the property side of the investment, we have a checklist of at least 30 to 50 points that must be ticked off in each one of those three areas. So to make sure that this particular purchase is going to be done based on an educated decision, you must make sure that you're engaging a professional that can take you through and interpret those data points correctly so you have the highest probability of making the best choice.